So my role at the PATH Malaria Vaccine Initiative, I'm the director of a program of PATH called PATH Malaria Vaccine Initiative. It is the largest program today that aims at accelerating the development of malaria vaccine. I'm managing a group of 50 professionals, expert in vaccine development, in public health, but also in communication around vaccine development, that all have the same passion. Develop a vaccine which is going to be a tool to win the battle and the battle against malaria. That's what I'm doing. In fact, we do partner with large pharmaceutical organizations, with biotech organizations, with scientists in academia, in private and public enterprises, in fact, and we see that their projects are getting out of the lab, to develop the vaccine that we need. That's our role. We invest in those projects. We invest two things: money and expertise. I'm a medical doctor, and when I completed my training in France, in fact, with my beautiful diploma in my pocket, I went for my first experience in Africa. I worked in Algeria, in Chad, in Niger, for 6 to 7 years in Africa. And one thing that I learned, and I've always kept in my mind, in Europe, I never had the opportunity. I met a little bit for a couple of times death of young babies. But in Africa, it was a daily thing. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that I did not have the tools, I did not have all what I had in Europe to save those kids. And I've always kept in my mind those images of mothers losing a large number of their kids to one disease, malaria. That was the largest killer. And those people were living far away. We were meeting them, I remember in Chad, we were meeting them once every 6 months, at time in small villages. And we were leaving them for 6 months without anything. They had to walk a long way to get to the dispensary. And kids were dying because of malaria. When I was in Africa, it was the beginning of my career. I had an expertise, but the beginning of my expertise, I could do a lot in the villages where I was, but I had the feeling that I could learn more. I went back and spent all my life and all my career in what I felt was the ultimate tool against infectious disease, vaccines. That's my life. Basically, I'm a passionate guy about vaccines because I felt this is where we have obtained the best results on Earth, one of the best development that mankind could do. And I got to know a couple of people working at PATH when working across the globe. I worked in India, I worked in China, I worked in Thailand, and I was in touch with people of PATH all along that time. So it came to me at, in fact, last part, I hate to use that word, but in fact the last part of my career, that I had developed an expertise that could be used in a non-profit organization to help what I had been with the people that I had been working for at the beginning of my life. I would say, I was thinking of that when coming to this meeting this morning, and I was just thinking, but for God's sake, there are still kids dying about malaria. Still up to 800,000 of them are still dying. So we've got fantastic tools that are available today and that have to be used, but it's not enough. We need more. Remember the first time we had that fantastic battle against malaria in the 60s when people had decided to eradicate for the first time. Resistance to drugs came in Southeast Asia. Resistance to insecticide came. And today we see symptoms of that coming up. So we need to invest both in the current tools, but we need not forget vaccines that are going to help complete the package. It's not a replacement. It's a tool that is going to help the package and help finish the job. That's why we need a vaccine. The parasite, it's a very wise bug. The parasite has been around for nearly 1 million years. And for a parasite to stay around, that's a parasite that knows how to survive. Basically, the bug knows a little bit how to use and misuse human immune system. And it's complex, going from human to mosquitoes and mosquitoes to human. It's a large organism, it's a large bug, so it's difficult to develop a vaccine because it's a difficult scientific problem. But at the same time, it's a problem that does affect the poorest of this world, in sub-Saharan Africa. There's no market there. There's no market that does justify investment. That's why we are here, in fact, to push those projects. Those are the two main reasons why we don't have a malaria vaccine available today yet. Where are we in the development of a vaccine? That, in fact, for us, it's one of the very exciting questions. A couple of years ago, I would have been once again giving you plans, development and saying, but today we are in the final stages of the development of the first vaccine against malaria. That means, as I'm talking today, we've got up to 9,000 children of 5 to 17 months and infants that are enrolled. And that means that there are fathers and mothers in Africa that trust what we are doing. They have brought their kids to a clinical trial because they believe in a vaccine. And that means, in fact, that within 5 years or so, we are going, if everything goes well, we are going to be in a position to propose the first vaccine against malaria. And that's, to me, the most exciting development in my career, I think. I would say it's a little bit like any other vaccine. The vaccine is made, what is the vaccine made for? It's to protect the little baby against malaria. It's going to mean basically less death due to malaria, less disease due to malaria, less cost to the families because of the treatment of malaria, less sickness because of malaria. And it's going to complement, in fact, bed nets, in-house spraying, drugs, plus vaccine. That's the package that is going to help us control malaria in all the countries where it is still killing today. And I think that that's what is very important in that latest development. In the global context of malaria today, what is very good in the fight and in the way we are positioning the battle against malaria is that the tools of today are important, the tools of tomorrow are also very important because it's a long battle that we are in for. So the ammunition of today might not be effective tomorrow, and tomorrow we need new tools. It's not only vaccine, it's drugs, it's new insecticide, but we need to keep on doing and investing in research. I think that is very important.